No.
I'm going to pause Sweethearts of the Rodeo. It's just typical, network things where you have streaming and then maybe not. And then maybe so, then maybe not. I don't know. But it is right now. The song you heard right before that was Jenna Katherine's first single out to radio. Finger on the Trigger. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I have to make sure I do this well because I know your mom is watching and I don't want to be scolded. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what I forgot to do though? I made it I took the time to make it this morning, but I need to I'm going to go ahead and play it here so to make it official.
Hey, it's time for Texas 46 Radio live in the studio, where we talk with the movers and shakers in Texas country music, including brand new up-and-coming artists, looking into how they got their start, some of their musical influences, check out where they're playing, and of course, how you can find their music. So let's dive right on in with today's guest and your host, Bruce Allen.
Yes. Now it's official. Now I'm good.
Perfect.
So anybody here in the studio that's along wants to share to a certain page or whatever, feel free to do so at this time, which I'm going to try to do here. And I see Cherie has got things going. Hello there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how many studios have you been in so far with your little radio tour here?
I had one last week, but I've been in a few for different interviews and stuff like that. I was just with Zach United a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Down in Houston.
Yeah.
And I've been in some others for other events and stuff like that.
Okay, so Houston is hometown?
Yep.
Born and raised?
You know it.
Okay.
Like 8th generation Houstonian.
Oh my gosh. So big Astros fan? Or just
I would say so.
Or not really necessarily a big sports fan.
I'm not huge into sports, but I have been more recently,
So if you had
courtesy of my boyfriend.
Okay, so if you have a team, is there a team that you support more than another?
Well, before him and I started dating, I would say Astros and Texans because that's what I was raised on, but I've been watching a lot more of the Cowboys.
Okay. All right. Well, they could
He's
use
going to giggle at me for mentioning him.
They could use all the support they can muster up here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure having you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on that first single.
Thank you.
It, from what I understand, hit number 51 on the Texas Internet Radio Chart.
Yes, sir, it did.
Which is great. So then you're going to be moving to more things coming up with another single coming out in when? A couple weeks, I guess, or
it should be coming out within the next couple weeks. We have another one that we're getting set up to release as well alongside that one.
Okay.
But I can explain that one a little bit more later once we get into it.
Okay. So yeah, you'll have to do that to me. So so when you say and I'm going to speak from my standpoint, just on what you just said without you explaining.
Yes.
That when you say I'm going to release this one along with this one, yeah, you'll have to explain that to our. Explain it now. Do some explaining now.
So the one that is about to get released is called Tennessee Dreaming.
Okay.
That one is already available on streaming platforms like Apple Music, Spotify, stuff like that.
Okay.
And we're about to push it towards the radio stations.
Okay.
The other one that's going to get released is one that I wrote a year ago this month about a friend of mine who passed away from ovarian cancer.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
I decided I wanted to release it on the day that she passed last year.
Okay.
So that one will probably do the same thing. We'll release it to the streaming platforms and then push it towards radio here in a couple months.
Okay. So yeah, that's a fantastic idea. Yeah, and if you make sure you send that to me, and I'll see if we can When is that date? Do you remember? Remember what that date was?
That date, it will be released to streaming platforms on the 24th
So is
of
that on
this
the
month.
anniversary of?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Of the
so
day that she passed.
if you send that one to me, I will spin that on that day as a dedication,
Sounds good.
just
Thank you.
for that. But for a lot of radio stations, and I'm just going to be honest with you on my end, that we most of them are going to try to focus on one.
Right.
So focusing on the one is Tennessee Dreaming. I'm assuming.
Yes.
So like other artists, it's just kind of slowly creeping into my ears here. You're mainly more releasing that dedication one
Yes.
to streaming and focus and not focusing on it, but I guess highlighting it kind of like as a thing, and not. We'll go further on with that off the record when we get done. But it's hey, we got some viewers coming on. Jacqueline Andrews watching. Brandy, I see your common name here, Brandy. But whenever I have to introduce you, I always have to say Brandy Balin. So Brandy Balin's watching. Are you familiar with Brandy's stuff?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not, make sure you are, because she's a as my little intro said, mover and shaker out there for Texas country, and Cherie says I kind of like her music too a little bit. She says so we're good. Also, let me know, since we're doing this live, and those of you watching, if there's any audio issues or anything like that. Well, I got some parts from Brandy, so she can obviously hear what I'm saying. I got my notes right here, and I know that Catherine's on a busy schedule. She's got big things going on, and let's just smack it off right off the bat here. What the heck is going on tomorrow that is so special that you got to make a big deal about it?
It is a super big deal. I'm beyond excited. I will be opening for Mr. Caleb Young at Green Hall.
Nice.
I will be going on at 7 o'clock. Has a 30-minute set, and then he'll be on around 7:45ish.
Okay. All right. That sounds pretty cool. And you somewhat excited about it? Or?
I'm ridiculously excited.
You know how many people can't wait to step on the Green Hall stage.
Mm-hmm. And I'm doing it at 20 years old.
That is fantastic. And if I don't know if age makes no difference. I think Matt. Matt. That was I think he was about that old when he was on the Green Hall stage for the first time. It's fun. Make sure you give him a promo picture. Hopefully, it might make the wall back there, and sometime down the road again, you can go back. You can show people. Show yourself off there. So I wish you the best of luck. So tomorrow, Green Hall, if you want to. Is it
It's a free show, and all ages are welcome.
So there you go.
So if you want to be there, you can.
You got to go. You guys got to go. The weather. What's the weather supposed to be like? Anybody know? I hadn't pulled out my weather.
Really
or anything.
great question. I have not looked.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I have. I did last week when I was doing the other show with Shannon. I saw lots of sun icons, so it might be a very, very good day.
Hoping so.
So it's Green Hall is it's a great place to have a cold beer and hear some great country music, and you will indeed. And the show again, your part starts when?
7.
At 7. Okay, and it will. That means it'll still be daylight outside, so you should be able to find your way in there pretty well. Okay. So let's see, what are we going to talk about here? So about concerts, okay. What was your first concert?
That would have to be Carrie Underwood. I was 4 years old.
4 years old. Most folks when they go to a concert say, my first concert I was 20. I was 19 when I saw my first concert. I was sophomore. No, not sophomore, junior. Maybe a junior in high school when I went to my first concert, Van Halen. So
That's a good one.
what can I say? But if you're gonna have a first concert, that'd be a great one. And now, forward in time, if you got to see Carrie Underwood as your first concert, I'd write that down in my journal. So that's pretty good.
I actually just saw her in October in Vegas.
Did you
for her
really?
residency. It was incredible.
So big big difference between 4 years
Yeah.
old and now.
For sure.
My gosh, how
But I've been at everyone that's been in Houston in between that. So if that tells you how
golly.
much of a fan I am.
Oh my
I
gosh,
don't know what else would.
that's pretty cool. She's pretty legit when it comes to shows like that. Haters gotta hate, like they say. But I think she does pretty well. Was she pretty rocking? Did she do a lot of rock tunes? Kind of.
She does some. She kind of throws in a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Have you seen some of her stuff where she's doing the heavy rock tunes?
Oh yeah. Her most recent Denim and Rhinestones tour, she did a cover of Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh yeah.
It was so fun to watch.
Yeah, she's and she can do anything well.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't no matter what she does, it'll be
She played
good.
her drums too.
Yeah.
That was something
That's,
new for me. I never seen her do that.
Yeah, you remember the Carpenters. You ever hear of somebody called the Carpenters?
I don't know.
Okay, just go. It's older. Okay.
Okay.
But she, the Carpenters were staples back in the day, and I had the same reaction you did when I saw a video. She played drums. I had no idea. So go check it out, and hey, you may even come across a Carpenters song that you may throw into your repertoire.
I might.
So, and if you do, that's what Bruce said. Bruce said to try that out, and I'm going to do it. I'll do it just one time because he said. How did you get your start?
I started writing around 10 years old, and my mom had come across a singer-songwriters camp in Houston at Do-Si-Do, and she was like, hey, why don't you try this out? I think it'd be fun. So I did. The first 2 days was writing, second 2 days was recording, then you had a practice day, a break day, and then you performed for the family and stuff like that at Do-Si-Do. And the Saturday, the break day, I was like, Mom, not get on stage. It's not happening. There's nothing you can do or say to convince me that I'm actually going to get on that stage and sing this song. Like, good luck.
Sure.
She bribed me with a new phone.
Oh, well, of course. They can do those things.
So obviously that worked.
Yeah.
Ended up getting on stage, got over most of my stage fright, and been writing, singing, playing guitar since then.
That's pretty awesome. So have you, I guess besides that, every time I talk to somebody about something, it brings a story back for me. Did you have to really, besides getting yourself out of the fear, stuff like that, did you really have to, how do they say, 21 days to make a habit? That's the old thing that I heard. If you do something for 21 days in a row, it's a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Was there something in regards to music that you really had to work on and focus on to make it happen to where now it's nothing to you?
Not really. I think it just came with the repetition of getting on stage, putting myself out there, letting people hear my stuff. It was honestly more of a challenge for me to get over singing for people that I knew rather than strangers.
Okay.
Even now, sometimes I'm like, I don't really want to play for you. Sorry.
Okay. So you can overcome anything.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in college, we'll talk about school in a second. When I was in college, that's when we first started with the band, and I couldn't sing. I could, but I couldn't. So we wanted to have harmony and stuff in the band, and Matt would sing, but we could use another part. So I went ahead, and in one of my classes, she said this one of the projects was you need to do something, you need to work on something that you can't do that you want to do. And so my project for my class that semester was to play and sing at the same time, like chewing gum and walking. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, it worked. So I was able to do to do both. I didn't think I could do both, and it worked out fantastic. So just like with your fear thing, if you put your mind to it, it's gonna be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very glad that I took of all the classes that I took. I'm glad I took that one. So
There's always the one.
there's always the one, even though you have a strange teacher. But it's when you hear the word abnormal psychology when you're taking a class like that, you're just not going to have your standard teacher. They're gonna be
Fit the description a
gonna
little
be
bit.
very unique indeed. Paul Start's watching. Zuri Cabaza's watching. Anthony Rodriguez watching. Our friends Tommy Jean, Ridgeway watching. Brandy, you're still watching. Thanks for those hearts. Those are so pretty. But I'm sure those hearts go to Catherine and not me. Golly. And I'm gonna keep going with my stuff here. I don't have a camera on me today, so it's all on her. so that you don't have to be distracted by anything. Musical influences?
Definitely Carrie for sure, but I
Okay.
have some smaller ones that I like to recognize. One of my first mentors was Brie Bagwell.
Okay.
Love her to death. Praying that she can make it tonight.
Yeah.
That would be, not tonight, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
That would be so cool. I had another mentor, Kenna Danielle. She was a little bit of a smaller one. She's still doing some stuff. She actually switched her stage name to McKenna Kasowski.
Kenna Danielle.
She's a super great person. Love her to death. Other than that, I would say probably a little bit of the Miranda Lambert, the Gretchen Wilson,
Okay.
the Dolly Parton,
Sure.
all the normal
Yeah.
Queens of Country.
Queens of Country, definitely.
More of the King side, the George Strait,
Right.
Aaron Watson.
Okay.
Love Aaron Watson. Grew up listening to Tim McGraw.
Okay.
All kinds of people.
Very good. Very good. So, want to play a tune?
Sure.
I'm not telling you what to play today. It's the artist's choice. So, you just you can. What you gonna do?
I will go ahead and play y'all the one that's fixing to get pushed to radio.
Okay.
Lucid Dreamin'.
So tell us about it.
This one I wrote last year, probably March, April-ish as well, about a guy that I was dating at the time who I thought was going to end up in a positive direction. Did not
Okay.
whatsoever. But that's kind of how it started. We were having a little bit of some issues. Started out with the issues and then kind of just followed the storyline to have a little bit of happy ending, but obviously it did not end that way.
Okay. So just real quick, is that the only song you've written with those kind of inspirations, or have you had others? Only reason I didn't want to see if there was a Taylor Swift theme kind of going here, or
I would say more of my younger stuff was definitely
okay.
targeted towards that kind of stuff, but I try to branch out some.
Because like they say with the Taylor Swift things, a lot of her songs go based on her relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says, "Oh, she broke up. Now she's gonna have another song come
Pretty
out."
much.
So, but this one here we're gonna look at a little bit differently. So,
Yep. Started out a little rough, 16 hours in the car on the way up. Argued every couple hours. Too many tears in hotel showers. Almost packed my bags, hopped in a cab and onto a plane back home. We never got too far, but every backhanded comment would break my heart. Pretended it was all good, but you hadn't been treating me like you should. Gave you so many strikes and I stayed to try, but this is my last chance. Oh, we've come so far from where we were, tossing feed bags in my truck. No, it ain't easy and it ain't for the weak. Sometimes it's highs and lows, but But if you ain't done and you know he's the one, then you give it everything you've got. We're both Tennessee dreaming about the man you wanna be. But we moved on and got good. We put it in God's hands right where we stood, and saw his blessings fall. But the enemy tried to break our walls, but we watched his plans move, remind us and prove that it's worth it in the end. Oh, we've come so far from where we were, tossing feed bags in my truck. You know it ain't easy and it ain't for the weak. Sometimes it's highs and lows, but you can never be done because he's the one. So you give it every last shot. We're both Tennessee dreaming about the man you've come to be. And now we're all grown up, buying a truck that'll hold a brand new car seat. And now our baby's growing up, falling into love, tossing feet in her truck. He knows it ain't easy and it ain't for the weak, 'cause we taught him highs and lows. And he'll find someone and say she's the one, and we'll know a little boy grew up while he's looking at you, Tennessee dreaming about the man he wants to be. Yeah, he's looking at you, Tennessee dreaming about the man he's gonna be.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. And you'll have to go back and watch and listen, because we do have a paid studio audience that volunteers themselves, contradicting, that are right behind the curtain over there. So it's you get when you get the applause, you take the applause. So very nice song.
Thank you.
And yeah, Daryl, if you're watching, you better be watching this morning, at least at some point. Send me that tune, and we'll get it going whenever it releases.
Sounds good.
And so, what do you got to say for yourself on that one? Huh? Well, that's a good song. How long did it take you to write it?
Total probably.
Not after the inspiration, but once everything transpired, going like, I want to write a song about this one. So how long do you think?
There was a few weeks between when all this happened and when I wrote it, but I'd say it probably took me a week or so total, because I was also in classes and doing a lot of stuff. So
how long? I'm not a songwriter. So how long for you? How long do you sit at one time and write something?
it really varies depending on how much you're hearing. Like the one that I was talking about earlier, that's getting released on the 24th.
Okay.
That one I sat down and wrote entirely in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because it was right there, it was present,
Sure.
I was present, and just the ideas kept coming. Like we took a couple hours to write Finger on the Trigger.
Right.
But we just sat down at the table and we locked in and we were writing.
Okay.
So it kind of just depends on how much you're hearing, how much of the lyrics and the flow and the melody is coming to you.
Sure.
It can
So
just
do you,
vary.
as I asked, every artist is different, but I think a lot of them have the same idea, I guess. Do words come for you first, or do you maybe have this kind of like, oh, I like the way this instrumental is going, and maybe I put some words to it. What's your theory? How do you?
I would say mostly I come with lyrics first, but there has been certain situations that I'm like, ooh, I like that strum pattern. I wonder what I could put
Yeah.
with it.
I mean, because you're just kind of jamming around a little bit, kind of humming around. Ooh, hey, I could maybe put something to that.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, we're talking about school. Where are you going to school?
I'm at Texas State.
Texas State, my old alma mater. What's your major?
I am an agriculture education major.
Okay, so that's hey, I'm a criminal justice major, but all I have is a plaque on the wall. I didn't go into it. So, what's your goal in that?
Well, I'm definitely not Dolly and I'm not Willie, so I'm not going to be singing until I'm very old.
Okay, well, so okay, so look across the table here. Okay, look at the man sitting behind the mic over here. You can still do it.
I can do it, but if for whatever reason,
but
not putting it into the universe, that music's not going to work out for
Yeah.
me. But in the case that it didn't, if I went to go be an ag teacher, I would love every minute of
Okay,
it.
following George Strait's footsteps there.
You know it.
Okay, all right. And so where are you now in that? What year and stuff?
Sophomore.
You're sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. So, let's see, we're
I'm 4 credits short of being a junior right now.
okay. Wow. Jeez, I remember the day I went 4 years. Did for school for me it's just not a thing. So I didn't wasn't able to finish. But then I only had a semester left, and I was out for 2 years before I decided to go back and finish it up. It was a great accomplishment, a great feeling to finish.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish you the best
Thank you.
in regards to that. And Brandy's teaching too. Brandy Balin's a teacher. So Matt's a teacher. So and he's old. So
That's not what I meant.
no, but I meant Matt. I think Matt feels old. I don't know. He tells me he's old. So I said he doesn't. He doesn't look. Yeah, that's he doesn't look old. Jay doesn't look old. I don't think I look old. But that's why I'm not on. That's why I have a face for radio. So so congrats on that. Okay, Finger on the Trigger was your first song that you co-wrote with your, as I would say, your lovely security detail over here, Cherie Swartz, no relation to Bruce Allen. But how did that song come about?
So I had been looking for a gig in New Braunfels at the Iron Horse.
Okay.
And I had talked to the owner, and he was like, hey, we have this kid coming in tonight. I'm sure he'd be happy to have you come up and sing some songs, meet some people. It'd be really good for you, and then we can find you some times that we can get you booked here. So my mom and I went that night, and we had met Tasman, and he has written songs with Cherie before. He's picked up some of her songs as well, and I had gotten on stage, sang a couple songs, got off stage. He was like, hey, why don't you go talk to Cherie? She writes some songs with me. I picked up some of her songs, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, perfect. So I don't remember which one of us walked over to each other first. We were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Had the same idea.
Mind
and
meld.
she was like, oh my gosh, I love you. You're great. I want to write a song with you. I was like, deal, you got me.
All right.
So we set up a couple weeks later. A couple weeks later, and sat down at her table, at the magic music table. And
Nice.
I had millions of ideas, and we started flipping through them, and she was like, that one. I was like, all right, let's
Okay.
go with it.
So-
We sat down and wrote the song.
So what's the magic music table?
It is her dining room table at her house.
Okay, so I'm thinking of something where you can go with that. Here we've got today's podcast at the magic music table.
You could.
There you go. I'll send you the bill. All right. So another tune you'd like to do for us? You don't have to.
I don't know. What we feeling? What do you think?
You can do a cover if you want to. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be an original. I don't care what you do.
I can. We can do that.
Okay, sure.
Let me find it for you real quick.
You can do that.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay.
Let me get my capo going here. And my pick that I set too far away from me.
Yeah, there's no rollers on that stool, so you have to reach.
It's okay.
There you go.
I have short arms. I've learned to adapt. So this one is the one that I wrote about the friend of mine who passed away last year from
Okay.
ovarian cancer. My mom had called me one night that I got out of class and was like, "Hey, I just wanted you to know before you see it on like social media and stuff like that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wow, that."
Okay, I have to ask, how old was she?
She was 17.
17.
17.
Ugh, I'm so sorry. Cancer sucks, man.
It was one of the ones that was very aggressive, very rapid. She had only gotten diagnosed in late December and then passed away in March of the following year.
Did she have it in her family? Do you know?
No, it's one of the ones that is kind of like a genetic like malformation.
Okay.
And it's very hard to track, very
Yeah.
hard to diagnose because a lot of the symptoms present
Sure.
as stereotypical like you're a female symptom.
Right.
So it just they never really knew, and then it got really bad when she had gone out of town for Christmas. And they had flown her home the next day after
Yeah.
they had gotten to their trip and took her to Texas Children's, and they were like,
It's just an oddity.
it
Just
just
a
when you
r-
catch
just
it,
a
it's
rare-
it's too late
Yeah.
at that point.
That's horrible. But
Mm-hmm.
something neat has come out of this here.
Right.
So let's see what you got.
So this is the one that I sat down and wrote in 10 minutes that
Okay.
same night that my mom had called me. So it's called The One Who Heals. A beautiful soul taken from us far too soon, and nobody really knows why. Yeah, that's true. And love starts to hurt, but it turns back into joy, 'cause we know you're not in pain anymore. You're with the one who heals, the one who shines a light in our darkness. You're with the one who loves. He has a plan, but a funny way of showing it. You're with the one who saves. No, this pain will never go away, but it'll get easier if we leave it at the feet of the one who heals. A million hearts in pieces all over town, even though we know you're up there with a new crown. The grief cries out, you were never meant to go first. It's the times like these you wish it wasn't reversed. You're with the one who heals, the one who shines a light in our darkness. You're with the one who loves. He has a plan, but a funny way of showing it. You're with the one who saves. No, this pain will never go away, but it'll get easier if we leave it at the feet of the one who heals. So many questions left unanswered, I love yous left unsaid. What we give to hear you laughing again. But you're with the one who heals, the one who shines a light
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very
I
nice.
apologize for the voice crack. The weather is not agreeing with me today.
You know, it has when I guess when you be ready for that when a radio station says, "Yeah, can you come on in the morning? Can you get here at about 8?" God, that's a musician's worst enemy. Singer's worst enemy. Getting up at crack of dawn, getting someplace at 8 o'clock, and being the first. You know, of course, as you go through your shows for the day, you know, everything gets all warmed up and easier. But you know, having the first one. So fortunately, 10 o'clock here is not too bad.
Not too bad.
But it was still a little chilly. This crazy weather out there.
It was like 34.
I know you get to where you got like okay.
And then Friday it's gonna be 91.
Oh yeah, I know.
What do you mean?
You start off with 3 layers of clothes, and then you end up with shorts and tank top for the afternoon. Okay, so again, for those of you just joining us, we're here with Jenna Katherine, and we're about done with our great visit. And tomorrow, she's going to be having her debut. She's opening the show for Caleb Young over at Green Hall here in New Braunfels or in Green, Texas, whatever city you want to go to. It's kind of like Lukenbach. You're in one, not the other, fast enough. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Not that you're going acoustic or full band?
It'll be acoustic.
Acoustic, okay.
But my drummer actually will be with me with his cajon.
Okay, so you have a little bit of rhythm behind you.
Yep.
That's good. And don't be nervous.
I'm a little bit nervous. It's kind of a really big milestone. It's like, don't mess it up.
Yeah. So yeah, don't be. It's gonna be. It'll be good once you see the folks' reaction, and I'm sure you're gonna have your entourage of folks that are gonna be out there to see it.
100%.
So know that they're there to support you and that they love what you do, and you're doing it for them. So it's gonna be fun. And if I tomorrow night, yeah, send me a reminder that maybe I might, they don't let stragglers hang out by the outside windows anymore. So, but it's a free show.
It is a free show.
So I should be able to I should be able to sneak in. That would be kind of cool. So just put me on the free list.
I thought I had a list, and then they reminded me that it was free, and I was like, "Oh,
maybe
that works too."
Maybe I can go backstage and meet the opener. Yeah, that would be.
That would be cool.
No, I'm gonna have the next best thing. I'm gonna have a picture taken today, here in the studio.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're gonna do. So where can everybody find you? Well, let's see. Let's go back real quick. Any other shows notable or that general public after tomorrow?
Yes, actually, I will be at Inferno's Pizza.
Okay.
In March, April, and May.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on the exact dates. Just be on the lookout for it. It'll be a couple weeks after that. But I'm also doing a student songwriter showcase at Texas Lutheran University in Seguin.
Okay.
On the 27th.
Yeah.
And then I believe I'm at Inferno's that following Saturday.
Okay.
So.
Anything Houston-wise or San Antonio-wise, or you don't have to.
Right
I'll just
now,
say you can post. You can say anything. It doesn't matter what city.
Yeah, I think that's all that I have since I'm up here until the semester gets done.
All right. So how was the Houston rodeo?
It was great. I went and saw Bailey Zimmerman Saturday night. It was so fun.
Another bucket list thing for you.
Yep.
Very cool.
I actually just did an anthem for them as well a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Man. See, I tell you what. Hey, start somewhere.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter once people hear you from those. It just takes one person out of all those people out there to come and chat with you and get you to.
I have a song that says, "You never know who's in your crowd."
There you go. So how many? Okay, so the album, real quick, Sugar and Spice.
Mm-hmm.
It's available for purchase?
It is.
Or download or whatever?
I have physical copies if you guys are at Green tomorrow. I have physical copies of the CD.
So you have the album.
I do.
Something like, just like that right there. An album just like, it's so, okay, Kendi Jean. Are you familiar with Kendi Jean? Okay, so here's what I tell a lot of new artists. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're familiar with the charts.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the charts? Texas Internet Radio charts one. Texas Country Music charts one. Triple R is the other. Okay. Get yourself accustomed and familiar with the people that are on those charts.
Okay.
Okay. Because if you're gonna go to any of these award shows, I mean, even if you're not nominated, you can go to the award shows. You may be in a city, or sometimes the girls. I'm gonna say girls raised in Texas. Maybe it's the Grit tour that they do. So there might be Sarah Hobbs.
I love Sarah.
I don't know if Bree does any. I don't know if she does any of those. But
That reminds me, Sarah and I are doing a show on April 4th.
Okay, and I said Sarah because I know I saw it. It was with you.
Port O'Connor.
Okay.
I had to think about it for a second.
So there you go. And they have. There's four girls, and sometimes they swap around a little bit, but I think one is the lead that runs the thing. But they go wherever, and it's good, and they tour acoustically as that. So you just never know what opportunities may arise when it comes to stuff like that. So you want to get yourself known, get yourself in the crowd. And that's Kendi Jean up there.
Okay.
And of course, Brandy Balin is another one I just talked to you about a while ago. There needs to be more awareness for female artists.
Agreed.
Basically. So that's not one of the reasons I brought you in, was to push you for that, but I'm glad to have you in, and we can promote that kind of thing. That's always been an issue.
Right.
And I've had radio stations, program directors that I talk to that I don't really talk to much anymore, that weren't real popular on. They didn't really care so much about female artists, and they only played the top 10. So he might be playing Bree Bagwell and Sarah Hobbs. That's the only two female artists we'll bring in. That's doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
So if there's which I'll give you a great example. I think Holly Tucker. You know who Holly Tucker is?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, so research. Okay. Holly Tucker was on The Voice.
Okay.
In the early seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I think she should have higher chartings than she does. She's got great music. She's a great songwriter, and again, I just think they're sometimes get the short end of the stick,
right.
And I want to support them, you guys, when I can. And I think it's a great thing. So please send me the music.
Absolutely.
And
it's much appreciated.
We're gonna get you going. I'm just glad to have you here in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
So where can everybody find your music?
Anywhere you could want to. I have Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, iTunes, you name it. If it's a streaming platform, my music will be there. But if you're looking for more of the social media side of it, my website is jennakatherine.com, or you can Google Jenna Katherine with a K. And I actually have like a title now. It says musical artist, and it has my little picture, so you'll know it's me.
You're verified.
Yes, I am verified.
You got the blue check? The blue check mark?
Yes and no. It was being weird when we were trying to set up an event, so we had to like delete it and redo it. So I don't know if it's still there, but it should be.
Oh, it's so weird on that social media stuff.
It's weird, but you can look up Jenna Katherine Music with a K, and it'll pull up my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok, my website, my bands and talent, my manager's website.
Okay.
It's all there.
It's all there.
Yes.
It definitely is all there. So definitely take your time to go over there. One thing I did notice, real quick before we sign out, I always look for a bio when I go to these when I go to everybody's websites. Yours was either short or I missed it, because it was the only it was pretty short.
On my website?
Yeah.
I think it has a different tab that it's under.
Okay. All right, because it was
But I'll
like
double check for you.
it was like from Houston and this and that. It was maybe like a paragraph or something like that. But I think you probably have more written somewhere.
Probably.
And I just missed it. and I suggest that anybody that goes to a website to check out the artist, please go to the bio and see and learn about them,
Mm-hmm.
and not just go there and listen to the music and think you know about them, because it's you find out some interesting things that you may not have known before, like
Right.
for me today. So, and I think that's really cool. What's your favorite color?
Purple.
What's your favorite movie?
Top Gun.
Okay. See,
Trivia questions. How
no,
fast
well,
can
I
I
always
answer?
did. I always did a fast five with Bruce Allen. I used to do that when I was doing interviews, and I stopped doing that because I got to the cartoon character part, and come to find out that most artists that I brought in here were young, and the word cartoon character was like over their heads, going like, cartoon character, why? Okay, and they would name somebody that's like a cartoon that's a year old. You know, it's going like, and see, and when I say cartoon character,
I don't know about cartoon character, but I can tell you what I watched as a kid.
Okay.
I was a big Strawberry Shortcake girl.
So there you go.
Strawberry Shortcake and Dora. All day.
Dora the Explorer. Yes, I watched many an episode of Dora the Explorer. Oh my gosh, that was on Nickelodeon. Was it on Nickelodeon? Maybe?
I didn't have control of the TV remote. I don't know.
Just said play this. I want to see Dora. Okay,
Pretty
all
much.
right. So that's good. So I think we got. Your favorite food?
I don't know that I have
Okay,
one.
stop. Let's go with steak or seafood.
Steak.
Steak. And final question: how do you like your steak cooked?
Medium.
Medium. There we go. That's me. Medium right there. Want to thank you for joining me
Thank you for
today in the
having me.
studio. And Cherie, thanks for help set this thing up. And good luck on your Green Hall debut tomorrow night.
Thank you so much.
And we're out of here. It's Bruce Allen, Cherie, and Jenna here in the Texas 46 Radio Studios. I got a few things I need to do with these guys before they head out of the building. But I'm going to get more music out to you guys. Thanks for joining us on Facebook Live. We'll see who comes in next. I don't know. Music coming up from Kenny Chesney, John Conley, classic. And right now it's Stand Up with Mel McDaniel. See y'all later. Bye.